Texans, this is Miss Vaughn, your principal. I am sure missing all of you, and I wish we could be in person right now talking to you. It has been a long time since I've been able to give a bunch of hugs, and so just wanted to touch base and let you know that we are missing you and trying to get ready to see you, whether that's virtually or in person. We want to make sure that you know that we're thinking about you and loving that we're actually getting to make plans to see you. So there have been a lot of questions about do we come back virtual or do we come back in person? And so we wanted to make sure that you know that you need to log into Skyward and make that choice yourself as a parent. So I'm gonna send the link in an email tonight. And so I want you to make sure that you have a chance to do that. You have until tomorrow night to make that decision. You can change that decision, but we wanna make sure that you've at least made that decision by tomorrow night, July 22nd. So one of the main things that parents have been asking questions about are face coverings. What I have on right here is called a gaiter. You can see it slips right up over your face and you can pull it right down. It doesn't have to go behind your ears. It can also be called a buff. We are gonna have these available, or you can order those yourself. It's pretty easy. But it is an option that students and teachers are going to be able to wear. We're going to have these available through our PTA for you to purchase if you would like to do that. You're also going to be able to purchase just a face mask if you want to do that. So right now I'm going to show you like 3 different sizes. It'll have a Prairie Trail logo on it and then a place for the student's name. So this is the small youth, and then there's a medium, and then the extra large or large sizes. And so again, we'll have those available for you. We wanted to give you some options. I would suggest if you're going to wear the face mask that we hang that on a lanyard. We're also going to have that. It'll be a pull away lanyard that you could purchase as well. Again, we'll have those as inexpensive as possible, and you do not have to purchase those from us, and you do not have to have the lanyard. It's just as an option to help keep up with that. So you could hook your lanyard, hook the face mask onto the lanyard, and then it doesn't go away. You'd be able to just put that on real quick. You can see this one doesn't fit me, but it would sure fit a kinder or first grader. That's probably one of the biggest questions for us are the face coverings. There's also been questions about face shields. Face shields do not cover as well, so those are not going to be allowed. We're going to need to have a gaiter or a face mask. One of the things I also want to talk about with face masks and coverings is that anytime a student is not able to physically distance, or a staff member, they will have to have on that face covering. So that is a good way to think about it. So if they're not able to social distance, they will have to have on that face covering. We want to be sure that's one of the best ways for us to be protected, is to have on that face covering, or social distancing. So physical distancing of 6 feet or more, and if they're able to be 6 feet or more apart, then they won't have to have that face mask on. We know how important it is for those students to be able to take that off, so we will definitely be providing opportunities for students to have that off. We do not expect them to be able to wear that all day. It is very difficult for us as adults to wear it all day, and so we will definitely be providing lots of opportunities for our students to have those face masks off. One of the other big questions has been about cafeteria. Will the students be able to eat in the cafeteria? So not all the students will be able to eat in the cafeteria at one time, but they will be able to eat in the cafeteria on a rotating schedule. What we have set up, you'll be able to see here, is that we've pushed 2 tables together, and you'll be able to have 3 students on one side, 3 students on the other, so they'll at least be able to talk to each other across 2 tables. So they're actually about 8 feet apart instead of just 6. And we would at least be able to keep the students, able to socialize and talk to each other while they're at lunch. The other students would be in their classroom, and again, social distancing so that they would also be able to talk, but we would have those students spread out in their classroom, and then they would be able to rotate through the cafeteria throughout the week so that they have a chance, to get out of that classroom during lunchtime. Another big question has been recess, or the playground. So it is going to be difficult for us to sanitize that playground in between every class. So because of that, we're not going to get to use that playground very often. About 1 class per day is probably going to get to use that because of the awning, the coverage. The COVID virus doesn't live for very long in direct sunlight, but We have our awning, which is a great thing, and it protects us usually from this Texas heat, but it won't protect or kill that COVID virus if it were to be on, the playground. So it will be, the playground will be disinfected every morning before students are playing on that. But we will have zones, and students will get to go outside for recess in one of those zones, but the playground will not be utilized by all classes every day. We will have other things for the students to do. We'll also be taking other breaks so that the students are able to get up and move around, so that, like walk breaks might be one of those things. They're able to social distance and get up and get out of that classroom. But we will also have like a rotating schedule for the students. The great thing about Prairie Trail is we have lots of areas that we'll be able to section off and have students be able to have recess. Another question that's been asked is about social distancing or physical distancing in the classroom, and how many students will there be? Well, until we know how many students are going to be coming back, we won't be able to answer about how many students are going to be in the classrooms. Right now, a typical class has anywhere from about 18 to 22 students, and when you have about 18 desks in a classroom, they're about 3 feet apart. With that, in that scenario, we would have to have face masks on. So again, we would be able to give more specific information once we know exactly how many students are going to be coming back to campus. But again, what I can tell you is that we are doing the best we can to make sure that we're planning for every specific scenario and how we can best support our staff and our students in a safe way. And so we want you to be able to pick the best possible scenario for your family, and LISD and Prairie Trail are going to support you in that decision. So whether you decide to come back to us in person or virtual, we want to support you. So there isn't necessarily a wrong choice either way. It's what's going to be best for you and your family. And so please let us know if you have additional questions. And with that, big hugs to you guys. And again, let us know if you have anything else, any other questions, so that we can answer those for you.